U.S. officials are investigating a deadly train derailment south of Seattle that killed at least 3 people and seriously injured many more others. 77 passengers and 7 crew members were on board the new, high-speed commuter train when it hurtled off an overpass near DuPont before 8 a.m. local time, 3 a.m. Tuesday AEDT. The train had left Seattle at 6 a.m. local time and was en route to Portland. Authorities said a total of 13 cars jumped the tracks, with a number of carriages falling onto the Interstate -5 highway below. According to Washington State Patrol spokeswoman Brooke Bover, 5 vehicles and 2 semi-trailers were involved in the accident, but none of the fatalities were motorists. More than 100 people have been taken to area hospitals, with 2 of those injured critical and 11 seriously injured. One survivor described the moment he realized the train was going to derail. "Glass shattered and people were flying," he said. "For some reasons, someone just told me to buckle up, so I did and I got underneath my table. At that time, we were still moving and I was thinking, anything could happen. You think, it is ever going to stop? Then it did. And when it stopped, it was completely black." The train was making the first journey on a section of track that was recently upgraded for $181 million. Chris Carnes, a member of the Community Transportation Advisory Group, had taken the train to experience its inaugural run. He described hearing creaking in the moments before the crash before the train started to wobble for a moment. "Then we were catapulted at the seats in front of us and the next thing we know, our car had crumpled at a portion at the top and we were down an embankment." Mr. Khan's car, about 3 or 4 from the back and carrying about 10 passengers, then came to a rest on a hill. "We could hear and feel the cars crumpling. Water was coming from the ceiling and there was a lot of dust. We had to kick out the emergency windows because the emergency doors weren't functioning. The only car that is on the tracks is the rear locomotive. There are several cars that are hanging over the overpass." U.S. President Donald Trump has offered his thoughts and prayers for those involved in the train derailment in Washington state. But he wasted no time scoring political points. The train accident that just occurred in DuPont, Western Australia shows more than ever why our soon-to-be submitted infrastructure plan must be approved quickly. $7 trillion spent in the Middle East while our roads, bridges, tunnels, railways, and more, crumble. Not for long. My thoughts and prayers are with everyone involved in the train accident in DuPont, Washington. Thank you to all of our wonderful first responders who are on the scene. We are currently monitoring here at the White House. Ed Troyer, a spokesman with the Pierce County Sheriff's Office, earlier said, "At this point we are just told there's multiple fatalities. The people that were in all the vehicles, even though when you see the pictures it's pretty horrific, at this point nobody in any of the vehicles is a fatal." Mr. Troyer said the priority at the scene for emergency services was to get the survivors out, get the injured to the hospitals,